Hello, I hope you're all doing well. It's been a little bit and I'm so excited to hang out with you all and just get deep into recipes. Today I am sharing my favorite recipes of this time, of this month, to meal prep for your postpartum. So we're gonna do some fun recipes. I don't really have the names determined of like what the recipes will be. I know what there will be, but I don't know what like I'm gonna name them. But I do want to put together this kind of mix of meals and quick bites. So this whole thing is going to be about things that could be turned into a meal, but they also be turned into a really quick bite on the go. Because during postpartum, it's rare to have a moment to just like have a full meal. Ideally, that's what we want you to be able to nourish and rest. But in the cultures of today's world, in this generation, unfortunately, we've really lost touch of like how rest is so important. Rest is like a luxury at this point because we're really encouraged to be busy bees, and not even just encouraged, it's like almost like a requirement or an essential for life is to be busy, up on your toes. Even after giving birth, it's just like get back into the swing of things. But that's not what doulas advocate. We advocate for nourishment, for rest, for recovery, and really how that can support your life beyond postpartum, because you're really just supporting your body to heal naturally with the actual process that it takes. So anyways, this is all about quick bites, but ideally sitting down, having those as a meal or having those as a bite, but not just, let's remove the quick part. But anyways, this is going to be a bunch of things that you can have during meal or in between meals or as a meal. So the recipes I'm thinking about doing, I want to do an apple chicken sausage. I haven't decided if it's going to be like apple in it or it's just going to be a chicken sausage, but I want to pair that with some pancakes just to show you guys what like I would do for a postpartum mama, make sure she's getting protein in there. So we're going to do a chicken sausage, and then also I want to do liverwurst meatball. Hold up, I'm not a liverwurst person. It kind of cringes me out, but I do think that there is a lot of nourishment in organ meats, and this blend is really beautiful. So I'm going to try doing this as an organ meat meatball to give you all of the vitamins and minerals that your body's in deficiency during postpartum. So we're going to do that, and then we're also going to do a no-bake brownie, like a caramel no-bake brownie. Don't know exactly all of the ingredients yet, but we're gonna go with the flow. I have some recipes in mind and things that I've like used in the past that I kind of want to mix and make our own. And then the fourth recipe is a really fun spin on an Indian dish, and I'm gonna butcher the name, but I'll say that name while we're cooking. But it is basically a mix of seeds and honey and ghee, but I think I'm gonna do it with a little twist. I don't know if I'm gonna make it with ghee yet or tallow, because I do have this beautiful tallow that I purchased as well. So we're just gonna play with all of that and this beautiful like sweet mix. It's a granola in a sense. It is so good and delicious with milk or just having it on top of your oatmeal. So we're gonna play with that. I don't have all the ingredients again, so it's like a spin on that recipe, but I thought it'd be really fun to kind of play with that and make our own like granola in a sense, or this Indian dish. So we're gonna do those four recipes. I'm feeling very like we're biting off way more today to be able to prep all of those, but hopefully they're simplistic enough that we can just knock them all out and I can show you what they look like. And the recipes, like always, will be down below in the description. So if you're interested in making these for postpartum, they're all free. You can download or you can go down the description and check out my recipe blog filled with so many yummy recipes as a postpartum doula. And I do want to share that all of these recipes, this whole video is beautifully sponsored by US Wellness Meats. They have kindly gifted all of these products, and I'm so excited to be able to share them all with you. So it's just been a lovely journey with US Wellness Meats. I have been purchasing their meats for about 3 years or so, 2-3 years, I can't remember how long, but it's been beautiful. I have their pantry items like their honey, their chocolate. I love all of their meats. So we fill up basically once a month. We'll buy a huge box and fill up our whole freezer for a month or 2 months. And then I'll basically shop out of it for the rest of the week or the month or, however long. And it's so easy to do that because then I'm like, okay, so what do we have? And I kind of make my meals around the meats, because for my body, specifically after going to a naturopath for so many years to recover from I am now working on really just fortifying my body with lots of vitamin B and just nourishment. So meats work for me. If they don't work for you, you do what's best for you, but it's something to look into, is the postpartum body especially, and the women's body especially, with the need for minerals and vitamins that we really just don't get in you know, the patterns that we need with amino acids. So anyways, look into that. I am not a nutritionist, but I love my naturopath, and she's definitely stirred me in the way of meats, and they've been such a blessing, and I feel so good. So anyways, we're going to use all their ingredients today for these recipes. Well, their ingredients are woven in through all the recipes. So I'm so excited to get to it. I'm getting really hungry. It's 2:15, so it's a little bit later in the afternoon, but I had a late breakfast. So I want that chicken sausage pancake situation. So let's start with that recipe and see where we end up for the next recipes, okay? Let's go. Here is the combo. I put together cinnamon, paprika, salt, pepper, garlic powder. Love a good quality garlic powder. Maple syrup, not like the maple syrup flavored stuff. No, this is full pure maple syrup. So that's important. And then I'm going to use about a half of this apple because it's huge for scale. It's like pretty much the whole plate. We only need like a half of an apple. I'm going to cut up this peach, not part of this recipe, but I am going to put it with the pancakes. That just sounds delicious. A good sausage. So this is a chicken sausage from US Wellness Meats. Love their sausage so much. It does have spices in it, so I'm curious what that will taste like with this, but I think it'll be a good combo. And then I have our pancake mix over here, a gluten-free pancake mix. You can look on my blog. I have the recipe on there so that you can make these pancakes too. Bite and see how delicious it is. I'm so excited to try it, especially the chicken sausages. They look so yummy. I cannot wait to dive into them. Let's see. I want a bite of the pancake with the yummy yum. So amazing chicken sausage. I put the apple in there, maple syrup, garlic, paprika. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. I hate that, but it is so yummy. I have to just like talk about it. The peaches, delicious on top. They're not as juicy as they could be, but they were getting pretty ripe. But once I cut them, like they're not that ripe. It's weird. Wow. So I made sure to use the meat thermometer to make sure that the chicken was cooked inside. So for sure, I would encourage you to do that because chicken sausage is kind of hard to know if it's fully cooked, but I did make sure that was at 170 each one. So, because it gets a little moist in there with all of the maple syrup and the apple. But absolutely What a treat. This is delicious. And I'm going to eat all of this all on my own and try to save some for my husband, but we'll see. But anyways, I'm on to the next recipe, which is going to be the no-bake brownies. And I'm really excited because I already started soaking the dates. We're going to make it with dates. Obviously, I'm a big fan of regular brownies, but these are great for a quick bite, and they have oats in them, which can always be supportive of lactation. You never know, you never know. But anyways, let's get to that recipe. I'm going to keep enjoying this. These are the ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need a really good nut butter. I highly suggest getting one that's raw. So this is a raw almond butter that I love to the moon and back. It is so sweet, and it doesn't have that roasted flavor. I don't like roasted almond butter, so pick a nut butter you like, but ideally something raw because it's a little sweeter naturally and not like so roasted and burnty. And then I have a cacao powder here. Fun fact, I didn't check the expiration date, so my cacao powder is expired, but we're fine. It's just a couple months, so we will be fine. I will keep you posted how that goes. And then also a good coconut oil that's melted, maple syrup. We have our dates soaking in some hot water, so that's important, very important step. Vanilla bean extract, and then I have some oats, and then the main event here, the main important piece, and I already dived into it and started munching on it, is the dark chocolate that I purchased from US Wellness. So this is delicious in there, so I will keep you posted on those steps too. But pretty much this is the ingredients you're gonna need: a good sea salt, cacao beans, or like the grounded cacao nibs, and then a good cinnamon. So this is the combo, but I can't wait to get into these brownies. And like I said earlier, I like a good baked brownie, but this is a nice little treat to do kind of like a spin on that. So we'll get to it and make these yummy little brownie bite balls. We are done with the next recipe, and to be honest, I always run out of steam around recipe number 2, so we'll see if I get the next burst of energy, but hopefully this raw bite will get me there. I decided to kind of like make chocolate chunks versus shaving it, because this is my recipe. I can do whatever I want, and also I really like chocolate chunks. I like dark chocolate, so little shaves would just not suffice. I probably will put a little sea salt on top because I did sneak a bite before we are chatting now, and they're delightful. I can barely, I'm drooling from seeing them. They look so good, but they're just so yummy. I wish the camera could capture how good they are, but it's so dark. I'm gonna have to do like a little montage and show them to you in the sunshine, but let's do a little bite so you can see how delicious they are. And they have the chocolate chunks. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe chocolate chunks on top. But you can shave the chocolate or do chocolate chips. Yum. Yum. It's like cookie batter or like cake batter. Yep, that is like brownie or chocolate cake batter. Yum. So good. And there's oats in there and almond butter. Honestly, I could have this as a quick snack in the morning. I won't need like a energy bite or anything. Coffee, all those things. So the next recipe is going to be that take on the Indian dish, panjari. I think I'm pronouncing it right, but that Indian dish that I've been chatting about is a blend. It's basically like a granola. It's a mix of a bunch of seeds and fruit and honey, and you make just this beautiful, like almost like a granola, and then you can put it on top of things. So I'm excited to make that because my mama clients are always asking me for granola, and this one sounds delightful. You could put some things in there that have more of a medicinal purpose, but because we don't have those ingredients like jaggery fruit, we don't have that here, or we have it here, but I have to like explore to find it. I'm just gonna keep it without, but you could definitely add that in too, and just make this like really yummy, toasted on the stove, kind of like a granola. So anyways, I'm gonna get to that next recipe, but these are so good. I'm definitely gonna eat a few more, but I'm slowing myself down. But I hope you make these for sure. Ingredients, it's getting very sunny outside, but I put together the items to make the panjari, and I hope I'm saying that right, but it is a dish from Pakistan, and it is so delightful. You can definitely put different items that are a little bit more, they have medicinal benefits to them. So like the jaggery fruit, and you can just put some really great different items, and I will actually share below the recipe to this, but also put in some of the substitutes that you can add. I'm using a couple of my favorite ingredients, including this raw honey that I love from US Wellness. So this is their honey. It always is sold out because it's so delicious, so definitely stock up. Some oats, which I'm going to blend in a little bit, flaxseed. The nuts that are here is what is this? Pistachios, almonds, all of them are raw. And then we have shredded coconut and I was going to say dates, but raisins. And so that is the blend there. And then now we're going to put everything slowly into a pan, cook it all up, get it all nice and toasty with coconut oil. And you could use ghee, but I'm just going to switch to coconut oil today. And then at the very end, I'm going to do a nice little blend of these ingredients and then add these last more delicate ingredients to the very end of the cooking process. So that is that. But this is a very dense caloric meal, which means moderation from what my understanding is. So, definitely it's meant to just be very nutrient dense, but very filling. So that's really exciting that you can use very high nutrient dense ingredients. So let's get to it. So let's take a bite of this panjari. I hope, again, I'm saying it correctly, but looks so delightful and smells so roasty and toasty. So let's try it. I put it on top of some sheep yogurt that I'm really liking lately. So it's kind of nice and tangy and creamy. So let's try it. Yum. So roasty, so toasty. Love the raisins in there and the honey. You could even put a little more honey if you have a sweet tooth. So delicious. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I really love that I put it in this little container that we got at a marketplace up in Los Angeles. It's just so sweet. But I'm going to refrigerate this because typically, like with all products that have flaxseed in it, I feel like they go bad pretty quickly. So especially because it's pretty toasty and hot here. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge and put it in an airtight container But isn't that so lovely? Just to have that, and it's so nice to snack on. And you can put it on top of yogurt, you can put it on top of maybe just put a little bit of milk in there. So divine, so delicious. All right, so this is the next recipe. We're gonna do these liverwurst meatballs, and I'm gonna use about half of the ground beef, so not all of the ground beef. So again, I'll put in the information down below, but about a half of a pound. And then also here's the beef liverwurst. We'll probably use like a half of this as well. So again, half pound again. And then I'm going to be frying it up in beef tallow. I love their triple filtered beef tallow from US Wellness. So love, love, love. And I've only ever used their tallow, and it's been my favorite from the very beginning since being exposed to tallow in general. So delicious and lovely to cook with. And then these are all the spices: paprika, chili powder, garlic, and sea salt and pepper. And then the liverwurst does have onions in it, so I can't have it, but I'm gonna make this for my husband since I always purchase these little like liver, like organ meat meatballs for him. He has them as like protein bites during the day, so that's what I'm gonna use it for, and he can sample them and taste them. And then I'm gonna put them on a bed of arugula. That's what it is there. That's why that's there for later. But anyways, let's just put this together, fry them up. Super easy and a quick protein blast. And also organ meats are just so good for during postpartum. So a huge fan of organ meat. So I'm not able to eat these because obviously I can't have onions. I'm allergic. So my hubby's gonna come in and try a bite and let us know how they are, if he likes them or not. So let's see what he has to say. Ready?
Ready.
All right.
Let's get this one.
Is it good?
Wait, that's delicious.
Perfect. I have a lot more in the freezer.
Very good.
It is the end of the day and everything is everywhere all at once. So I am definitely due for a nice shower and cleaning the kitchen and walking the dog. So it's a lot of to-dos to do, but I'm so excited because my fridge, my freezer are packed with so many goodies. I wanted to walk you through the things that we made today with US Wellness Meats, all their good goodies, all their great products. So first we started off with our chicken sausage, which is so yummy. The sun is going down, so it's getting a little bright, but their chicken sausages were so delightful. The recipe is so good. I'm going to have that down below. Also, my pancake recipe, I will include that as well. So you can check that out. Also buy their butter and make the most delicious pancakes with that too. So that's fun. And then we made our brownie bites, which I'm obsessed. I've ate 1,000. There's that, but those are so yummy. And then we made our delicious mix of, it's a granola mix, but it also could be similar to the Pangira recipe that I'm like so interested in. But in here we put honey from the US Wellness Meats Company and just lovely seeds and all the goodies that we need for, you know, delight to have on top of our yogurt and milk, and you can just make it so delightful in the morning. And then we also made meatballs with organ meat. So we have the liverwurst in here, which is sneaky because my husband loved it. And he wasn't just saying that, he actually ate a ton before he had to go out and get a couple errands done. So that's saying something because he's, you know, he's not a picky eater, but he's like most, I feel like most men, they just like have their specific foods that they like to eat. But he was a big fan, so these are definitely a win. And I already froze a bunch of ones that are raw, so they're not cooked yet, so I can just throw those easily in a pan on Sunday night, and he can have those for protein bites. But in general, these are great for postpartum because you're getting all the good minerals and the delightful things that your body needs. But yeah, these are all just really great things that you can grab on the go. I am now winding down for the day, but I'm so excited because tomorrow I'm working with my mama client. And then what's really great is that my client is due any day. So I'm going to be supporting her soon and making all of these delightful meals for her soon too. So anyways, taking off my apron, calling it a day, but it's been so nice to hang out with you all, and I cannot wait. Next time I will see you all. We're going to be chatting about a really great clothing company that I've been wearing for like 3 years. I love sharing brands like US Wellness as well that I just support in general, like outside of Instagram world and YouTube world. I love them every single day. All their things I like use every single day. So this clothing company, I have been wearing all their linen products for a very long time. I think we're at like 5 years or something. And what's really great is I've been wearing them to all my doula sessions, and just can say without a doubt they're just high quality pieces. So I'm going to share that all with you and just have a really great time doing the last little summer to-dos at our home. But then after that, I'm going to be taking a big chunk of a break, and then you will all see me in the fall time because I am about to go work for all my mama clients for summer, and you know, that's going to take quite a bit of energy. So that's where my heart and focus is in, but I cannot wait to hang out with you all in the fall and the winter, and so many fun things ahead of us. But anyways, if you want to follow me over on Instagram, you can see me on my day-to-day to-dos, and also TikTok, but here as well for all my recipes and just hanging out in our home getting projects done. So anyways, I hope you all take care. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you make all of these recipes and continue healing and nourishing and cocooning, and I will talk to you soon. Happy healing. Bye.